A York County father takes a plea today in court in connection with the beating death of his 2-year-old son. Bruce Williams was accused of killing his 2-year-old son, Miguel, in front of his other children back in April of last year.
Today, he pled guilty in court to homicide by child abuse. A judge sentenced him to 23 years behind bars. NBC Charlotte's Tanya Mendez. She was in court today for this plea and joins us now live. Tanya, tragic all the way around, isn't it?
It really is. You know, we learned today that Williams admitted that he was drunk and high. He'd been popping pills all night and claimed he didn't remember what had happened. Admitted that he did not call 911 for help because he didn't want to get DSS involved. Prosecutors said today that that child suffered injuries so severe, it was as if he'd been in a car crash. Every time we've seen Bruce Williams, he's been crying.
He's dealing with the loss of his child and with the fact that he bears some responsibility for that.
Today, he learned his fate for his role in the death of his own son. Back in April of 2018, Williams and his girlfriend, Lakeisha Jackson, were accused of getting drunk and high and beating their 2-year-old son to death in a Rock Hill hotel room. Police say the horrific scene playing out in front of the toddler's 2 older siblings. Making matters worse, police say the parents didn't call for help for more than 2 hours. Today, in a York County courtroom, prosecutors said the 2-year-old was beaten from head to toe, suffered bleeding on his brain and in his abdomen. But Williams' attorneys say he doesn't remember doing any of it.
And one of the things that we were dealing with, of course, was his intoxicated or impaired state by the use of drugs and alcohol.
The mother, Lakeisha Jackson, still facing a number of charges, including the one Williams pled to: homicide by child abuse. She previously told a judge they didn't mean for the toddler to die.
Sorry for everything that's going on, and everything was a complete accident.
In a letter, Williams told the judge, "My mistakes will affect me and my family for the rest of our lives. I beg everyone and God for the forgiveness I can never give myself." The judge sentenced Williams to 23 years behind bars. Williams' attorneys say the guilt he feels will last a lifetime.
He has to live with that for the rest of his life. And that is a worse sentence, a worse punishment than any court could ever inflict upon him.
Something that will haunt him the rest of his life. And that is not an easy thing to wrestle with, knowing that you're responsible for the death of your own child.
Now, this was an Alford plea, meaning that Williams did not admit any wrongdoing, but he did admit that there was likely enough evidence that he could have been convicted. Reporting live in York County, I'm Tanya Mendez, NBC Charlotte.
Tanya, thank you. Now let's